We outscored their bench 34-19, so that was great to see. Got contributions from a lot of guys in the starting lineup. I thought Vlatko filling in made a lot of really key defensive plays. 2 blocks, big block in the corner against a great three-point shooter in Max. A really good rule of verticality at the basket. And then obviously Nikola, 2 assists shy of a triple-double. But, you know, to start this trip off with a really disappointing effort in Orlando and not a great start in Charlotte, but second half really played well. And then tonight was our best effort of the 3 games to beat a team that's won 8 in a row at home. So 40 wins, 1 more game before the break, go home, take care of our home court, and we'll go from there.
You mentioned this kind of, I'm not sure people understand how good of a win, A, it is in Miami, B, it's against Miami without 2 starters. I mean, I don't think people at home understand how big of a win this was.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people don't really understand. You know, I think they assume, they expect, you know, easy win. You know, Tyler Hero was out for them. Obviously, as you mentioned, Scott, no Jamal, no Aaron. But as we've done not only this season, but for many years now, when guys are out, other people step up. And, you know, Vlatko stepping in for Aaron, Bruce stepping in for Jamal, obviously. And as you mentioned, you know, that's a good team over there. I mean, that team is playoff tested. They're well coached. And we all know the trappings of Miami, you know. And so to come in here and have the proper effort, discipline, urgency, and even when things kind of weren't going our way, the place was getting into it, and we were able to just calm ourselves down. Christian Brown had a huge putback. Bruce hits a big 3. Nikola does what he does, and some timely stops. I think fourth quarter, our defense was terrific, but second half, the defense was really good. They made 10 threes in the first half, only 2 in the second. They shot 41% from the field in the second half. So, you know, they're a good basketball team, and I was proud of our guys for finding a way to pull the win out and stay focused and locked in on what we're trying to accomplish.
Coach, what was going through your mind when Jimmy Butler broke free on that out-of-bounds play and had a layup, basically?
Yeah, I think he was nervous. I mean, you know, we all know Nikola's shot blocking ability, so I think that was somewhat of a deterrent right there. But that team has won 8 in a row, but they've played a lot of close games. And their late game execution is, you know, they do a great job with that. So they ran a play, miscommunication. Jimmy gets behind us and has a layup. And at that point, I'm thinking it's going in. Just don't foul him and give him a 3-point play, knowing we still had 2 timeouts ourselves. So, and even like Bruce, you know, he understands he can't foul a 3-point shooter in that situation. Plays that you love to focus on, teach, educate in a win rather than a loss. And obviously you can't foul a jump shooter when you're up by 5-6 points at the end of a game.
You mentioned the defense in the second half, but I mean, to give up 36 in the first quarter and then under 30 for the rest of the 3 quarters, what did you guys change or specifically hone in on, including the 3-point defense?
Well, it was 2 things that were really hurting us in the first half. The 3-point shooting, obviously, they made 10. I think second half they were 2 of 14. But then the rebounding. I mean, they had 7 offensive rebounds at half for 17 points. And obviously for the game, they had 24 second chance points. And that was, you know, we were playing pretty good defense initially, but when the ball went up, we were ball watching, and they're crashing, and they're clearing people out. And so I think as the game went along, we did a better job of taking them off the 3 as well as limiting them to 1 shot. And, you know, that's what you need to do to win a game like this on the road.
First extended look at Bryant, what was your thoughts, and do you have any ideas how even more you can use him as time goes?
Yeah, I mean, for his first real game with us, you know, he goes 4 or 5 from the field, 10 points in 14 minutes. That's pretty good production. The challenge I'm going to have for him is, you know, he only had 1 defensive rebound. As our backup 5, we need him to be a guy that's clearing the glass and igniting our break with his outlet passes. But I think overall for his, you know, it's been a whirlwind for that young man to go out there and help us the way he did tonight. I thought it was tremendous, knowing that it's only going to get better the more comfortable that he gets. So, you know, great job by him, Christian, Jeff, and Ish, as those guys were the 4 guys that we played in that bench unit.
Scott reported on this like listening into one of the huddles, it was, I think in the third quarter, maybe late in the fourth, but Michael Porter Jr. had a couple great defensive plays, and then he had a drive for a really good lay-in. And where have you seen his defense improve the most, I guess, and how big were those contributions and timely in this game?
Yeah, I mean, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. So Michael, as we often talk about, is 6'10". He has a 7-foot wingspan, but he's also moving really well. And I think everybody talks about how well he's moving with the aggressive drive to the basket, with the dunk that he had last game, with the big drive that he had tonight, to your point, and not settling. But I think it's also allowing him to be a much more effective defender because he's moving his feet. And he's using the length and wingspan that he has as a natural God-given talent. But I often say Michael's improved defensively because he cares. He has a want to. He has a desire. And when you have that want to and desire to play defense, and I don't want to be just a one end of the floor player, and I want to be a player that coach trusts to play in crunch time, you have to care, and it's got to matter to you, and it does. And Michael's been tremendous in terms of his effort and really just trying to grow and mature as a player on both ends of the floor. All right. It's been a long road trip, huh?